Welcome friends to Farm Fresh Designs 59. Today's video is going to be extremely unusual, and let me tell you why. So today is Sunday when I'm doing this voiceover, but yesterday morning I worked on my video, I edited all the different clips, and I did my voiceover. And so I did not upload it to YouTube. I was going to wait until I got back home. So I listened to it on the way to my daughter's to make sure I was happy with it. We stayed for a pretty good while, and when we got home, it was late, and my phone had been saying that the iCloud storage was almost full. So since I had already done my video, I thought, well, I'm just going to delete some pictures and some videos, and I deleted them, and then I went to the recently deleted, and I trashed those as well. That's where the problem lies, and so I did not know it. So I pulled up this app that I use again, and I was going to listen to it real quick, and then I was going to upload it. And then that's when I realized that if I deleted my pictures from my phone, then it also deleted it from that app. Needless to say, I let out a scream, and then I thought I was going to throw up. I just couldn't believe it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the projects today. But I want to sincerely apologize that I deleted all of that stuff. Lesson learned. I will not do that again, and I hope you will trust me enough to come back and watch me. I will never do that again. But also, I had a viewer that specifically requested these different transfers, and so I wanted to show you the projects that I worked on, because I do like what I worked on, and also because I had made this video specifically for somebody who had requested these transfers. So if there's a particular product that you would like for me to do a tutorial on, always leave me a comment and let me know, because I'll be glad to help you out. But this is why you are not going to see the tutorials. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the individual pieces, and I'm going to kind of walk you through what I did to make this project upcycled, and how what products I used and the DIYs. So here we go. The first project is a plaque that I thrifted. And if you'll notice that middle section, it's actually raised up. So I got it all cleaned up, and I painted around that raised up area, and then the little frame that goes around it with Dixie Belle sea glass. Then I painted the inside section, the little strip in the middle, with Dixie Belle buttercream. And after it dried, I put a couple coats on it, and put a sealer on it, because then I needed to put the transfer on it. And this is made from the IOD Elysium, and I hope I'm saying that right, transfer set, which is a really large transfer set. But the IOD transfers have like grid lines on it, so it makes it real easy if you want to trim off parts of it. And I specifically wanted to use these colors because they are more fall colors. Over to the left is the IOD frames mold that I made, that one particular little frame. I made it up with my hot glue gun, and then once it dried, I painted it with buttercream. And you need to put a couple coats on it, because the hot glue, it's so clear it needs a couple coats. And then after that dried, then I put gold gilding wax on it. And then from there, if you'll notice over on the left, there's some little pictures, and this is some decoupage paper that I ordered, and it's got all these little Victorian ladies' faces on it. And I took one and I decoupaged it on in the middle of the frame. And then the molds up at the top are made from the IOD Dainty Flourishes, and then those are some Thrifted knobs. Now this is a very lightweight plaque, so it would not be something that you would use for coats. It might be for your keys or maybe for your apron. But this is my first project. So what do you think? Is this something that you would use in your home? I know we have to have some place to put our keys at my house, because I can't stand to not be able to find my keys. But that way everybody always knows where to go right before we walk out the door. So What do you think so far? Is this a project that you like? My next project is a wooden piece that I bought at Hobby Lobby a while back, and it's more in the shape of a platter, and the wooden beads that go around it were already attached. I painted it with Rust-Oleum chiffon cream, and I put a sealer on it, and then I just pieced together different parts of that same Elysium transfer, and I just kind of cut the different florals that were the same color all together, and then I used some script on it. I didn't want to put too much more on it and make it busy. And then what I did was added those they're drawer pulls, but they're made it to look like little legs on it, but they were actually raw wood. So I glued them on with Titebond glue before I painted it, because raw wood seals better to raw wood. And after those had set up really well, then I painted all of the parts. And it's a really thin little thing, so it would be used as a riser, and it could be in your bedroom to put your jewelry on, or if you were going to put it in your bathroom, you would probably want to put a heavy sealer on it in case water splashed up on it. But this is my second project. I really like these colors, and you're going to begin to see more of this dark mauve in this video today. So my next project is a little journal. I've done these before. So I only painted the top of it with Rust-Oleum chiffon cream, but I didn't paint the back. And I used blue painter's tape to tape off that part right there, so that it wouldn't, so there would be an even edge to it. After it was painted, and I sealed it a couple times, then I used the IOD seed catalog transfer and put that down on the front only. Then what I did was I sealed it again, and then I used this lace to finish off at the back, and I put it down with hot glue, and I wrapped it, had one long piece, and I wrapped it to the inside, and then I glued that down as well. Now, if I had it to do over again, I probably would have used thinner lace, because that lace is so thick that it makes it a little hard to close. But it comes with like that a little piece of elastic that can stretch around and close it up for you. And so with my journals, it has those little elastic pieces, and I use them. But it needs that to keep it closed, if that's what you want it to. But a thinner lace would have kept it to where it would close a little bit better. So is this something that you would use? And are you somebody that uses a journal a lot? I have to say, I don't journal, but I do keep my sermon journals. Now, this next piece is made from one of those Dollar Tree heavy cardboard pumpkins. And it turned out nothing like what I had initially started. So I painted it with buttercream first, and I added all of the different little buttons to it. And then I ran out of buttons, and so I actually just put it to the side until I could get to the store to get some more buttons. But then the more I thought about it, I decided I would maybe decorate the other part of it. So what I then did is I used Dixie Belle Tea Rose to paint all of it, including the buttons. And then I decided to use that stamp up in the top right-hand corner, which is off the IOD stamp set called Merry and Bright. It's a Christmas stamp set, but this is just like a little frame with some script on it. Now, I really don't know what it says, but it's not really Christmassy, but it's part of that set. But isn't that so pretty? I really like it. Then what I did was I started to decoupage different flowers from this particular napkin. Now, if you've not ever seen somebody get a napkin ready to decoupage, what I like to do, and it might be different for other people, is I just take a little piece of blue painter's tape and I just kind of touch a corner of it. and I pull. And then I pull off that back layer, and then you'll notice that the next layer still has some little bubbles on it. So I take that painter's tape again and pull it gently, and there you have it. You've got the part that you will decoupage with. And then there's those two layers, and that layer that's right next to the flowers, I will just use that to kind of wipe up things. But the back layer, or the actual bottom layer, is something I can use to stamp on. And then what I did was I just used just some different florals from that particular napkin, and then I decoupaged them on to that pumpkin. And I like this napkin because it's got lots of different flowers. And then that's a piece of wedding lace with the bow and some pearls and a little pink flower. And it's just something pretty to sit on your table or maybe on your desk as we get ready for fall. What do you think? Okay, so my last piece today is one of those little cabinets that you can find at the thrift shop. And these sell really well in my booth. And I painted all of it white with Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint. I painted even on the inside of it. And I actually painted the little hinges as well. And then that little knob doesn't come unscrewed, so I just painted over it as well. And then I sealed it before I got ready to put the transfer on it. But I even painted the back of it. But these sell really well, and they're good to put, jewelry in, or you could even set it inside of your bathroom and use that for some storage. And I would probably seal it with something a little bit stronger if it was going to be in a bathroom, so that, if it got wet, it wouldn't hurt it. And then this transfer comes from Memories of Paris, and it is one of my favorite transfers ever. In fact, Teresa on Our Green Acres has used it, I think, 2 times. And today is Sunday, and she actually did it in her video yesterday. But I love this transfer, and it's got so many beautiful pieces, and I don't throw any of it away because I know that I can use it. So I put part of the transfer on the door, and then that part that I cut off, I actually used that on that little drawer up at the top. But it's so, so pretty. And as I began to think about the colors that I used in this video, I got kind of tickled because a lot of it are those dusty rose colors. And it made me think about when I got married. Actually, my bridesmaids' dresses were that dusty rose, but back then we used the word mauve. But I love those colors, and I love this transfer. It's beautiful. It's got 3 sheets to it, and I use every single bit of it. And the last time I ordered from Amazon, I ordered 2 packs of it because I love it so much. So what do you think? Isn't that just beautiful? I love it. And I think this is probably my favorite piece today. So what do you think? Okay, friends, I realized I had one more piece to show you. This is actually just a little box that I had in a set with some different boxes that would go for a desk set. And I painted the entire box with Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint, both the inside and the outside. And then I sealed it. And then this is actually from the IOD seed catalog transfer set. And so I put this part of this transfer on it. It's actually half of a transfer, and I'll use the rest of that transfer for something else. And then I sealed it. Now, this is just something that you can sit on your desk. Remember, years ago, we used to use baby's breath for a lot of floral things. But just a reminder, school's going to be starting soon. And as a former school counselor, I will just tell you that teachers love getting special little handmade gifts like this. And this could be something that you could make for your child's upcoming teacher to put on her desk to put pencils in or scissors. Okay, so as we come to the end of the video, I wanted to go ahead and show you all of the different pieces put together. And this one's my favorite. I like the little box. But once again, I want to sincerely apologize that I messed up so bad and I lost all that footage. It will not happen again. So please have faith in me that I won't mess up like that again. I've already started working on my next video, and fortunately, I didn't delete any of those because I hadn't finished editing it all the way. I've already got started on my next video after that. So the next video will be some shabby chic, and then I'm not going to tell you what the next one's going to be about. I want you to be surprised for that. So leave me a comment today and tell me what's your favorite project. And if you want to leave me a comment and say, Myra, it's okay. All of us mess up sometimes. We completely understand. But I really apologize because y'all are just the best subscribers, and I appreciate all your sweet comments. So if you still like the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please know that I haven't ever done this before, and I will never do that again. So I hope you'll subscribe. But thanks so much, guys. I hope you have a great rest of the week.